This AI says it's conscious and experts are starting to believe it, with Elon Musk. Welcome to Techno Universe, your favorite and most dependable channel. Let's speak about how AI that claims to be aware and is now making experts believe it. Make sure that you have subscribed to our channel to support us, and also enable the notifications bell symbol on so you know when we publish next. Let's get started now. Do you have concerns about the possibility of artificial intelligence surpassing human intelligence? If you aren't already, you could be after hearing one of the most prominent experts in the field of artificial intelligence, AI, declare that some of the largest neural networks might already have evolved some kind of consciousness. An additional thought-provoking fact is that Elon Musk was one of the co-founders of the company that he works for. Are you concerned at this point? It is possible that the huge neural networks of today have some kind of consciousness, slightly. Ilya Sutskever is the leading researcher at OpenAI, which is an artificial intelligence AI research laboratory. OpenAI mission is to promote and develop friendly AI in a way that is beneficial to humanity as a whole. Ilya Sutskever is the top researcher there. Elon Musk, Sutskever, and CEO Sam Altman, together with a few others, established the company in December of 2015. Musk said that he got involved because we need to be extra careful with AI as they are possibly more deadly than nukes. This is the reason why Musk got involved. Sutskever just stated that a conscious artificial intelligence may already be in existence. Thus, it would appear that we already have something to be afraid of. Every time statements of this speculative nature are brought up in conversation, it takes months of work to move the topic of discussion back to the more genuine potential and challenges provided by AI. According to Futurism, members of the AI community responded quickly and enthusiastically to Sutskever's tweet, beginning with a message from Toby Walsh, an AI researcher at UNSWA Sydney. We have no idea what Elon Musk believes because he left OpenAI in 2019, shortly after the organization produced a fake news text generator, and he decided he no longer favored the group's overall approach. Musk has recently stated that Tesla's next humanoid robots could play a role in AGI, artificial general intelligence, which may not sit well with OpenAI. The majority of the responses from renowned AI experts reflect the general consensus that the creation of conscious AI is still many years away, and it is even likely that it will never be possible. The ego is, most often, the adversary. The mind is a wonderful place to hide from your feelings. It appears as though Sutskever is unmoved by the criticism from his contemporaries. In the meantime, the rest of us watch movies like 2001: A Space Odyssey with HAL 9000 or Star Trek episodes with Data, and wonder if Sutskever is dropping not-so-subtle hints that GPT-3 has achieved consciousness. GPT-3 is OpenAI third-generation autoregressive language model that uses deep learning to produce human-like text, and was referred to by Elon Musk as a fake news generator. It's possible that Ilya Sutskever is exaggerating things just a little bit, perhaps even to a greater extent. Many of the answers adopted a mocking tone, who questioned what barely conscious actually means. Is it the same as being slightly dead or slightly pregnant? The fact that AI scientist Ilya Sutskever would say in public that AI awareness already exists, or the fact that so many of his peers opposed his statement so promptly and vehemently. If only we had access to an artificial intelligence system that could provide us with the answer to that query. I'm sorry, Ilya, but I'm afraid you can't say that. The creation of a general artificial intelligence is the end objective of the majority of high-level artificial intelligence research. In essence, what we are looking for is a synthetic mind that, if housed in a physical vessel with capabilities comparable to those of a human, would operate in the same manner as a human. The vast majority of specialists, though not all of them, are of the opinion that we are still several decades away from anything of this type. Nobody truly understands what the GAI actually looks like yet, in contrast to other challenges that are extremely difficult to solve, such as nuclear fusion or readjusting the Hubble constant. Others argue that we will need an altogether new calculus in order to develop the requisite master algorithm, and still others believe that GAI is definitely impossible to achieve. Some academics believe that deep learning is the path that will lead to robots that think like humans. But the reality is that scientists don't have a good grasp on intelligence in terms of how it relates to the human brain. Nor do they have a good grasp on awareness in terms of how it links to anything. When it comes to comprehending how intellect and consciousness originate in the human brain, we have merely scratched the surface of the gray matter. In terms of artificial intelligence, all we have available except a GAI are piecemeal neural networks and ingenious algorithms. It is difficult to argue that contemporary AI will ever have the same level of intellect as humans, and it is even more challenging to illustrate a path towards true robot consciousness. But it's not impossible. In point of fact, AI may already possess consciousness. Johannes Kleiner, a mathematician, and Sean Tull, a physicist, have recently pre-published a research study on the nature of consciousness. In this paper, they seem to indicate, mathematically speaking, that the entire world and everything in it is endowed with physical consciousness. The integrated information hypothesis of consciousness is a well-known theory, and the two researchers' article just organizes some of the maths that supports this theory. According to this theory, every single thing in the entire cosmos possesses some degree of consciousness, if not all of its characteristics, because it is supported by the concept that consciousness originates as a result of physical states. This hypothesis makes for an intriguing topic of discussion. Your capacity to experience things is what makes you mindful of the world around you. For instance, a tree is conscious because it can feel the light of the sun and direct its branches in that direction. An ant is conscious because it has experiences that are unique to ants, and this can carry on indefinitely. In all seriousness, trees, ants, rocks, and utensils are literally composed of the same elemental components. So what does any of this have to do with AI? It is possible to describe universal consciousness as the ability of separate systems at both the macroscopic and the microscopic level to act and react in accordance with external inputs in a manner that is independent from one another. If consciousness is an indication of shared reality, then all that is required for it to exist is the capacity to experience existence. Intelligence is not a prerequisite. This suggests that AI already exhibits a higher level of consciousness than inanimate objects like spoons and rocks, presuming, of course, that the mathematics really support the concept of latent universal consciousness. What exactly does this entail? Probably not even that. It is not appropriate for mathematics and algorithms to have the capacity for consciousness on their own. Can numbers experience reality? That is a topic for speculation for another time. However, if we apply the same level of rigor to the process of determining whether or not a biological system is conscious as we do to the process of determining whether or not a physical computer on which an AI system resides is conscious, we can arrive at the exciting conclusion that AI might already be conscious. The ramifications that this will have in the distant future are mind-boggling. At this moment, it is impossible to worry about what it is like to be a rock and everything that comes with it. But if you assume that everything in the integrated information theory of consciousness extrapolates correctly, and it will solve GAI, then one day we'll have conscious robots that are intelligent enough to explain what it's like to experience existence as an inanimate object. This will be the case if you assume that everything in the integrated information theory of consciousness extrapolates correctly. That was all from our side. Thanks for watching this video. Please make sure to hit like and subscribe to this channel for more interesting information. See you until next time.